Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said,
Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January 19th.
That's why he says things. He doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like, he says something fabulous and he goes, yo.
Speaking of, in particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right. Feel uncomfortable with the way you represent the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that.
Nigga Puff, like he called, we should kick it on phone and shit after the Mason.
Right.
And the nigga, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl.
A major conversation is unfolding in the music industry as questions emerge around Burna Boy's high-profile connection with Diddy. What once appeared to be a powerful partnership is now being viewed by some fans as a complicated relationship filled with pressure, expectations, and unanswered questions. Burna Boy, one of Africa's biggest global stars, has subtly hinted that life at the highest level of the music industry may not be as glamorous as it appears. As more discussions surface online, many believe this situation could become a wake-up call about how influence and power operate behind the scenes.
Isn't it weird that the government was so interested in Diddy's baby oil that they took 1,000 bottles away from his house? If the government took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and somebody had things what appeared to be baby oil, and then you have to listen to the prosecutor. He said that they seized 1,000 bottles what allegedly to be baby oil. Allegedly to be baby oil. So that's telling people that it wasn't baby oil. And people think that that was baby oil, they out their mind. I don't believe it was baby oil. Yo, bro, when they went up in there, they knew what they was going to find. They knew what was ever in that baby oil or that those bottles that appeared to be baby oil, they knew about that at first. You got to realize 9 times out of 10, that individual that got caught at the airport, that was supposed to be their carrier, told them what they was doing and what they had. I wouldn't put him past that he told them everything. So when they went up in there, they knew they had to take whatever was out there, and that thing that appeared to be baby oil, they took that.
Remember when Burna Boy stood at the top of the world, holding a Grammy and proudly representing Africa on the global stage? He transformed from one of Nigeria's breakout artists into an international Afrofusion powerhouse. Projects like African Giant and Twice as Tall helped redefine modern African music and earned him worldwide recognition. From sold-out tours to elite industry status, Burna seemed unstoppable. But behind the success and bright lights, there were still pressures, personal battles, and challenges that fans never got to see.
How many of those come back to be baby oil? Bro, listen to me. Costco don't sell that much baby oil. Where you know sell that much baby oil?
Yeah, I don't know any store that sell that much baby oil. I know Costco, they came out and said that they don't even sell baby oil.
My sentiments exactly.
But you personally, right, what do you believe was in the baby oil?
If you ever seen a massage parlor being raided and they walking out the people, do they take the massage oil with them when they go? No. They just walk out the people who are being arrested. If you ever seen a person getting arrested and the people being arrested in those brothel houses, do they take out the stuff in the brothel houses? No, they don't. They take the individuals who are being arrested out the brothel houses. For them to take 1,000 bottles of baby oil, it's like that they did not leave one. They left people there, but they ain't leave not one bottle. Nobody needed no baby oil. So my whole thing about it is that there was something in that other than baby oil. That's why they took all the bottles. And 9 times out of 10, if I would give it a wild guess, it was, and like some of the people told me, it was probably that GHB.
What's that?
I think it's gamma hydrox. I looked it up, bro. Let me see. See if I can find it. I know this is just showing everything like that, but oh no. Let me. Yo, somebody tap dance or sing or do something, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing this. Oh, here it go right here. It's gamma hydroxy butyric. What is it effect on the body? It's a euphoria, drowsiness, decreased anxiety, and memory impairment. It works on the nervous system and gives you this feeling of euphoria. So they take that and rub it on her, and you forget who you are, what you're doing. It can also give you memory loss, drowsiness. And that's under the DEA, the drug enforcement.
Speculation grew rapidly as fans noticed subtle changes in Burna Boy's public messaging. People began asking why someone at the peak of his career suddenly appeared uneasy. Then Diddy's name entered the conversation, changing everything. What initially looked like a strong alliance between two influential figures quickly became a topic of debate. Supporters began questioning whether the partnership came with creative pressure and limitations. It highlighted a difficult reality that reaching the top often comes with invisible expectations.
No, you want to sit around and pretend to like bitch. That's what y'all do. And then you get these hard Jocelyn.
So I'm just
like
curious.
these are the you like half man bitches. No disrespect, but Jocelyn rough.
Them shoulders is.
And the way she like running up on, I already know she done strapped up on you.
Ooh. So, Jack, let me ask you. There's some of the shocking things.
I hear that mean with a harness.
Oh. Okay, not a harness.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you this. I'm sure somebody's already asked you this, but have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Yeah, several, many, honestly.
And so, can you take us through like what goes on, like when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money.
That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No.
That he was recording these?
He is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip-hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid wear the skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come and what they call freak-offs now.
Yeah.
Is that something normal that happens in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Freak-offs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
How many times I got these is wild.
So do you feel like people, when they hear pink cocaine, Young Miami has to bring across?
Wait, the Tusi.
Yeah, the Tusi. That's what they call it.
I found out. I talked to my drug guy. Because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling it Tusi, that's calling it the Tunchi. I didn't know which one it was. So I talked to my drug guy, and my drug guy filled me in. And then it made perfect sense. Tusi.
Talk to him.
Drugs with Jaguar.
Let's talk.
Drugs education.
101.
So Tusi is the cocaine, but they take the ketamine and cook it up. And they fold it into the coke. Now, if you don't know what ketamine is what they call on the street Special K. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer. Now, gay men have been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a gay party or a gay rave, there were certain drugs that you would always find on hand. Viagra, ecstasy, Special K, and cocaine. Now, see, the cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately, it gives you limp noodle because of what the blood flow is. So you fuck with a half-hard dick all night. So that's why you have the Viagra to make sure that the dick involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing yourself with the coke. Now, see, the ketamine, that's a horse tranquilizer. So that relaxes all your muscles. You could get by 80-ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now, your dick is going to stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the ketamine in you so you don't feel shit. And then you add the ecstasy to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out. And now you got a party.
The situation appears far more complicated than many originally believed. Some online discussions suggest that Burna Boy's partnership with Diddy may have created challenges regarding creative independence and business decisions. On paper, the collaboration looked ideal. Burna brought global appeal and artistic talent, while Diddy brought industry experience and powerful connections. However, critics speculate that such arrangements can sometimes create imbalances where artistic freedom becomes harder to maintain.
Because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that? Just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in the exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, yeah, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plug. And I was like, hey, yo, I was messing with him because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still going to tease him. I'm still going to mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. And when he got to, I just waited at the counter. And when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. It's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude,
Burna Boy would not be the first artist to face these kinds of industry challenges. Music history is filled with examples of performers who achieved massive success yet struggled to maintain control over their careers. Artists have often discovered that fame alone does not guarantee independence. Fans have begun questioning what Burna Boy could potentially risk if too much influence shifts away from the artist himself. Creative identity, branding, and long-term control are often some of the biggest concerns.
Door and stuff like that. Like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. And he was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed his and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well, and Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day and they tried to, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man. But I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good. And that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Right.
At first glance, the relationship between Burna Boy and Diddy appeared successful. Public appearances, studio sessions, and mutual praise created the image of an unstoppable partnership. However, reports and online discussions suggest that tensions may have developed behind the scenes. Differences in creative direction, financial decisions, and control can place enormous pressure on even the strongest collaborations. Sometimes what appears perfect publicly can become far more complicated privately.
He should have enough money to
He
check.
put the boots to that girl. She's supposed to be a good bitch. No matter who she with. All the time he putting a groom in her. Of course he thought it was still gonna work. He thinks he's God.
Right.
He ain't doing shit. Raped the f*** out of that bitch, put the boots to her last time I seen her. Her and her trainer, boyfriend, husband. I don't get no...
So you hear about stories of Diddy like shooting people, blowing up cars.
Yeah.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes is that him? Or is that people
Shout
around?
out to Wendy Williams. The first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these down low bitches was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s. The homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
And then what's the stuff that's happening with Wendy Williams? Do you think this is all connection too?
Of course. waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally casket ready.
Some people are saying the whole Wendy Williams documentary that she's pretty much allegedly playing this way to keep herself safe from him, from any unaliving.
It's been working for Orlando Brown. Why wouldn't it work for Wendy?
To play crazy.
Why wouldn't it work?
Hey, no. Hey.
The oosh gosh whoosh wash. Orlando's brilliant.
Right. Yeah.
Y'all spent time with him.
We did. Yeah.
He's highly intelligent.
Yes.
Imagine what it's been like to wear this character for this long.
No. I can only...
That he does is a character. Actually, the shit he does online is the best acting he does.
Is he speaking truth?
Of course he is.
You know? We seen Quiet on set.
Major pain in his ass. Literally. Since he was a kid.
Man.
And in milk. Well, talking about expensive pain.
Now,
in his ass.
Wait, this is Philly you're talking about now. Wait a minute, Jack.
Meek.
Wait a minute.
He's a f***ing Fruit Loop. He Diddy 5.
This is Philly.
He's a deep fried period. He Diddy 5. He Diddy fried. He the Diddy do our bop. Meek. Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that up to here. That Nicki recorded that at the off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Oh.
She just wasn't going to tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
So then who's the guy who's claiming he recorded it?
Oh, somebody that got paid?
Yeah, he said, like, I was standing
somebody
outside the door.
That got paid.
Yeah.
Just like it wasn't seminal fluid that Justin Bieber was wiping away from his mouth when he brought his face up from Odell Beckham's groin in a club with Trey Songz on the lookout.
The images are there.
Diddy 5.
The power dynamic itself became a major topic of discussion. Diddy is an established industry veteran with decades of experience and influence, while Burna Boy brings a loyal global audience and a unique artistic identity. Fans began noticing changes in Burna's sound and public energy, leading some to wonder whether outside influence was affecting his originality. Whether those changes...
They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know that nobody in America liked that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies. They're not going to come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape. Doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on this tape. And girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not going to show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. That's when they're going to start talking. And they're not going to be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes 250 cameras all over the house, Somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TD Jakes, he haven't even came out and said anything. And him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots because this man then led them allegedly probably led them to damnation because those people's hearts are going to be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form of fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you got to take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh. So a lot of them, like what was what he said? I think a lot of them was being swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? They tell off on themselves all the time, man. You just got to listen.
But why do you think Diddy had all them hidden cameras?
Bro, when you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having one or two or maybe three ups on somebody. Diddy always been the type of individual that wanted to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. Like, he always played artists against each other. He did it to Big. He did it to Craig Mack. You understand? I said before, he did the stuff to Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? So had the ups on Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? So he always played those kind of up games on people. So to have those cameras and know what he was doing is going to give him the ups on everybody who came to that party. Even your favorite basketball player. Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
As the situation continues unfolding, Burna Boy appears determined to defend both his career and his influence. At the same time, discussions surrounding the partnership show no signs of disappearing. What began as fan speculation has evolved into a much larger conversation about power, control, and independence in the music industry. With both sides maintaining their positions, many believe this story is far from over, and that future developments could reveal even more about how the business truly operates behind the scenes.